Hey guys, just wanted to jump on here, make a quick video just explaining the upcoming functional strength cycle, also giving you guys a little bit of education on some of the things that you're going to see in different exercises. So, as you're going to see here, I've designed it where we're going to have 4 training days and 3 rest days through the week, assuming a lot of people are probably doing classes as their primary focus. If you can't get all the sessions in, that's totally fine. What you're going to notice when you start to go through the structure of 4 training sessions a week is to be an upper body focus day, followed by a lower body focus day, a rest, and then kind of a repeat, and then an extended rest through the weekend. Also, you're going to notice we got a lot of supersets. So, a superset basically one exercise followed by the other, which I'll explain a little bit more when I like with a actual example of A1 and A2. But how we've structured this is every day has 2 supersets and then a functional metcon. So let's go through this first example here. So we have oops, it won't let me go in there. Okay. So let's use this one for example. So we have a kettlebell tricep extension at 3-1-1-1. And the key thing that I wanted to explain to everyone when we go into here is that there's going to be extra instructions that's going to give you this information that I'll highlight right here. So it's going to say this is the first exercise of the superset. So it's B1. It's a kettlebell tricep extension. So we have the kettlebell behind us and we're extending up. The tempo here, so that's where the tempo is always going to be followed by the at symbol. So it says 3-1-1-1. So that means I'm going to press the kettlebell up overhead, and then I'm going to do a 3-second eccentric, so down phase. So that's what the first number is, the eccentric or down phase. That's the 3. Then the next one is that pause once I'm finished that. So for the tricep extension, or a great example is the squat, 3 seconds down, I would take a 1 second pause. And then the next one is the concentric or the going up phase. So I would be pressing up in 1 second and then I would hold it overhead for 1 second. So it's eccentric, pause, concentric, pause. And if you ever have any questions about that, I'll be happy to answer it. You're going to see some different numbers, like you might see 2020. So that means I'm coming down in 2 seconds and then back up for 2 seconds and then down for 2 seconds with 0 second pauses. So I'm immediately going up and down in a 2 seconds. You might see other things like 3-1-X1, which means I would go down slow for 3 seconds, pause for a second, and then up fast with an explode, and then 1 second pause. So that X would mean explode. You might see something like A, which would mean use assistance. So, for example, in a pull up, it might be recommended to use assistance for that exercise. You're also going to see the rep sets. Most people are familiar with that, so we don't have to go into that in too much detail. And then rest, it'll show your rest period here until you would go to the next movement, or as you'll see in B2, it'll tell you to go back to B1 after your rest. So a seated banded row at a tempo of 3-2-1-1 means I would go out back in for 3 seconds. Sorry, hold it for sorry, back in for 3 seconds, a 2 second pause, so an extended break, 1 second in, 1 second hold, 3 seconds out. So that's the tempo there. Rest 75 seconds and go back to B1. So that's an example of the superset, and you're always going to see the exercise, the tempo, the sets, which are normally going to have a range, and then the rest period that we're going to have for you. Then every day I've also programmed a functional metcon. So if you are doing the class, you might find that this becomes more optional for you. But if you're deciding just to do the functional strength that day, this is going to be a great option as well. Or if you're working out on your own on a weekend and you want to do something that isn't going to destroy you too much, a lot of these are really designed with quality in mind. There's lots of rest periods, so you can really focus on good quality movement and just feeling good after. So, for example, this one is 3 rounds row, uh, 8 on each arm, one arm dumbbell press in a hollow hold. So, kind of a challenging core and pressing movement. And then ski erg for 300 meters. And then you rest 3 minutes, ideally recovering fully before you go into that next round. So you're not meant to get destroyed on this. It's just some functional training at, I would say, more moderate intensity compared to our typical high intensity structure. So yeah, we got upper, lower, rest, upper, lower, 2 rest days. Everyone's going to have a bit of a different schedule. So if you have to shift some of them to the weekend and take more rest during the week, um, feel free. If you ever have any questions about any of the exercise, message me. It, if we have some unique exercises, I'll try to post videos right on here. Uh, some of the feedback that I did get from some people is that they want it to be loggable, which you'll notice this is. So I could go in and log the weight that I use for each of these, because what you're going to find is that every 2 weeks we're going to be repeating these same movements, and you can compare your weights, possibly increase. But the one thing that you're going to notice is that the rest period decreases. So the sessions are going to get a little bit quicker. You might not necessarily be able to add a lot of weight as you go because the rest periods will decrease, but you're definitely going to, know what the stimulus is that you're looking for, and pick the right weight for you, especially after you've done it one time before. So, yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions, and super excited to kick this next cycle off next Monday.